Mike Paralek here to entertain you with the help of Pet Shop Boys. What have I? What have I? What have I done to deserve this? What have I? What have I? What have I done to deserve this? I was listening to Pet Shop Boys last week at work, and I buy my CDs all 90% of them all secondhand. And I came across one of the Pet Shop Boy ones I acquired years ago from a flea market, thrift shop, wherever I got it from. But this particular one had the former owner's name on it and phone number. I'm going to block out the phone number, because this is a public platform. But I'm not going to display the number on this public platform. But I'm tempted to call the number. The former owner of this Pet Shop Boys CD, the CD single of the song they made called Before, was named John Horshack. I'm tempted to, I paid 99 cents for it. I'm tempted maybe one day to call the number and say, hey, is John Horshack there? Is Vinny Barbarino there? I don't know what I'm gonna do if they say, yeah, wait a minute, and they hand the phone to somebody else, and I hear what? Anywho, I wanted to get one out there. Staring off into space. It wasn't as thrilling as I thought it would be. Anyways, I watched a video. I watched a video and I learned some things about why there never was and there never will be a sequel to the movie E.T., even though it is quite successful, and Spielberg was under contract to write a sequel if the first one was successful. Yes, that's a fact. But still, it never got made. Now, because I'm talking about Spielberg, I guess I got to address the elephant in the room. Apparently, he's one of the guys who said, allegedly, that if a certain list is released from a certain visitors to a certain island, he's going to leave the country. All joking aside, though, the only reason that list is being released now is because the legacy media is desperate for ratings. The legacy media is dying, and they're desperate for ratings and clicks and views and all that. The YouTubers I watch, they're showing news footage to go along with their podcasts and stuff. It's like, and I'm looking at it, it's like, yeah, that used to be the kind of news where I used to get my news, and I haven't gotten my news from any mainstream media outlet in a long time. But that's the only reason why that stupid list is being released, is because the legacy media, yes, I said it, legacy media, is dying. The legacy media is dying, and they are desperate. They are desperate they want desperately to get back hold of the hearts and minds of the populace, specifically the voters, because they don't have it anymore. Look no further than the polls, the political polls. Gee, I wonder why Trump is leading. Gee, I wonder why Democratic bias leadership is trying so hard at BS in Colorado and Maine. Now back to the spirit of humor. Remember Mr. Norman McDonald? What he said in the 80s pertaining to all this? Hey, our president killed a guy, didn't you know? Mr. Norman McDonald. Hey, our president killed a guy, didn't you know? Hey, who was president in the 90s? So anyways, okay, so Spielberg was under contract to write a sequel for E.T. if the movie was successful, with the people who gave him the money, the producers, to make the first movie, E.T., which he fulfilled his obligation. He wrote a sequel. But Spielberg was kind of ahead of his time, and he knew how to deal with people with money in the entertainment industry. He wrote something so horrible that nobody in 1983 would even consider making it. Of course, the ironic thing about that is today they would. He wrote a sequel to E.T. where aliens come back to Earth. And the kids are all excited. Oh, E.T.'s back, E.T.'s back. They go running towards the spaceship, only to be abducted by albino, sinister-looking versions of E.T. To be taken aboard a ship and tortured and now the good news is it did have a happy ending. If it had gotten made, it would have had a happy ending. The real E.T. would come down and rescue all the kids and do that ouch thing and heal all their ailments, and all would have been right in the world. But that sequel is, I guess you can kind of say, it is what led to that other movie, Fire in the Sky, which is the only other movie I know of, anyways, with the actor who played Elliot in the first E.T. movie. He's the only other movie I know of that he is actually in. The Fire in the Sky movie about that Travis guy that was abducted and tortured and all that. Anywho. In 1983, nobody with the money to make a sequel for E.T. would be willing to make that movie. And then, ultimately, Spielberg got what he wanted. E.T. is a standalone film, and hey, it's his intellectual property, so more power to him. All right, that'll be it for this one. I got to get up early tomorrow. I have to go to I don't have to. I'm voluntarily going to the courthouse tomorrow to find out what I can find out about my father. I won't accept his collect calls, but I did finally text the parole officer that texted me, that thought my name was Mark a month ago. The only reason I'm getting involved is because the eviction process has started in his apartment, and there are things in that apartment that would be important to myself and my sisters and no other human being on this earth. Family pictures, memories, that kind of thing. And that's the only reason I'm getting involved, because I have to find out who his public defender is, which I already did. I left a message. They haven't gotten back to me. I just got their number. My understanding, he just got his public defender just now, even though he's been incarcerated for almost a month now. But that's the only reason I'm getting involved. There are family pictures and property at risk that is important to myself and my sisters. I'll know more when I go to the courthouse tomorrow, hopefully. Some of these people will get back to me. And then I'll make a video updating about that. Annie is fine. They put her in a shelter. And if my father cannot come get her, which obviously he's not going to be able to since he's incarcerated, they're going to put her up for an adoption. You're talking about a purebred collie, not even 3 years old. I'm pretty sure she'll get adopted pretty quick. I even gave the information to a coworker of mine who has a friend who's actually very interested in adopting the dog. So whether or not they get her, I don't know. But that's that. If I am able to find out who the adopted parents of Annie are, I'll make sure I tell them, hey, look up my YouTube channel if you want to see the video footage of her when she was a pup. But what was the other thing I wanted? Oh, yeah, his charge. Based on the limited information I have so far, It sounds like he verbally threatened to kill a guy in the building where he lives. So, maybe he's finally going to do time for a crime that he committed, unlike when I was a child when my grandmother emptied out her life savings so he didn't have to do time for the federal crime he was convicted of child abuse. I should know I was the 11-year-old boy who had to strip down to his underwear so the authorities could take pictures of the bruises all over my body. That was me. Anyways, so that's that, and when I know more, I'll make a video and say more whatever I find out. So I'm just going to end this video with a joke. You know, there's nobody more excited than a man who has newly become a father. Except maybe that same man at the time of conception. That's the only exception. Mike Farrelak, thank you for your time.